honest as a robin on a springtime windowsill, and longer than the song of a whippoorwill.
Today we go back, not back in time, but back to truth. Because before there was suburbia, before permits and pronouns, before everything was licensed, tracked, and taxed, there was a holler, a whisper of Eden, a crack in the system, a people who knew how to live outside of the cosmos. It wasn't just a valley, it was a vow. The Holler was a hidden kingdom, tucked in Appalachia or the Ozarks, wrapped in fog, where families lived unlicensed, unbranded, and unbothered. They had no birth certificates because they weren't owned. They didn't register to exist, they just did. No one asked permission to farm, hunt, or raise kids. Freedom wasn't granted, it was inherited. They lived in the United States, not as corporate assets under United States, but as free men under God's law. They drove without licenses, married within family lines, buried their own dead in the backyard, and bore names that stayed with them, names written in Bibles, not bureaus. In Scripture, the word cosmos means more than world. It's a system designed to conform you, contain you, and cut you off from the source. John warns us, do not love the world or the things in the world. Not because nature is evil, but because a system is a seducer. It says, let the state raise your kids. Let the algorithm define what's true. Let HR write your values. But the Holler said, no thank you. We've got that covered. Because the Holler man didn't need oversight. He had headship. He didn't need the system's education. He had a grandfather, a gun, a Bible, and a piece of land. The Holler family wasn't random. It was rooted. Self-sufficient, not selfish. Interdependent, not collectivist. Passed down, not processed. Sacrificial, not synthetic. They raised barns together. They raised kids together. They passed on skills, scriptures, and songs together. They didn't swipe for dopamine, they worked for meaning. And when hardship came, they didn't collapse. They endured. Because family wasn't romantic, it was dynastic. They married cousins. Yes, cousins. Not for lust, but for lineage. Not to fold into someone else's house, but to fortify their own. Their daughters didn't change names because the name meant something. It was a signature of survival. The last name was the first line of defense. The system hates that because the Holler says, we don't need your currency, we have crops. We don't need your daycare, we have grandma. We don't need your woke catechism, we've got Proverbs, Psalms, and the Gospel of John. The Holler is untrackable, uncontrollable, uncolonized. That's why the cosmos moved in, with zoning laws and birth certificates and redefinitions of marriage, motherhood, and masculinity. Because if it can disintegrate the family, it can reconstruct the person in the image of the state. So what now? Do we buy land in Appalachia? Maybe. But more than that, we rebuild the Holler in our homes. We train our sons to stand, our daughters to discern, our families to resist with roots. Because every Christian home is called to be a mini kingdom, portable Eden, an ark in the flood of Babylon. We don't need a permit to raise our kids. We need courage. We don't need a certificate to belong. We need conviction. And be not conformed to this world, cosmos, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12:2. The Holler never fit the system because it wasn't supposed to. It fit the kingdom, and it still does. This is Chase Parrish Space.